Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to tint your eyelashes and eyebrows at home for very cheap. Now this will save you like 30 bucks a month. I do this every month. It makes my eyebrows so much easier to work with. It makes them easier to fill in. It makes me feel more confident on the days that I don't wear makeup, and it's great for spring and summer for the days that you don't want to wear as much makeup or if you're going on vacation. It's just nice to not have to worry about having really light colored eyebrows and eyelashes, and it's amazing the difference that it makes when just those two things are taken care of. So let's get started. I'm going to tie my hair back and show you the tools that you'll need to do this at home. The tools you'll need are a small bunch of toilet paper, a petri dish, shallow bowl, or I'm just using the lid of an old lotion, a bunch of Q-tips, I usually grab between 5 and 10, a clean mascara wand, hydrogen peroxide, your dye, this is the one I'm using for my eyelashes, which is a black blue, and this one I'm using for my eyebrows, which is natural brown, and I use Refectocil. It's on Amazon for really cheap. I think it's about $5 for a tube, and it lasts you like years. And then a little stirring stick. You could use an actual spoon or a fork. This stick just came with the dye. The way I do it is I do my eyelashes first and then my eyebrows because I want my eyelash dye to be on my eyes for longer than my eyebrow dye. So I'm just starting off with the Refectocil dye in the shade Blue Black, and I'm just going to squeeze about an inch of that onto my little petri dish. There we go. That's enough. And then I'm going to mix that with probably about half a teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide. And if you buy this dye online, it will tell you that you need to get the oxidant that is sold with it, but you don't actually need to do that because the ingredients are the exact same as hydrogen peroxide. So you can save yourself a couple bucks there. So now I'm just taking this stirring stick. So I've mixed this together pretty well. You can see there, it's more of a paste. You don't have to get out every single lump, but you do want most of the lumps to be worked out, and I've just used this little stick to do that. Take a clean mascara wand and begin brushing it through my eyelashes. Now I like to do this when I have my contacts in, just as like an extra protection for my eyes, but I've done it without and it's fine. You just want to be sure that you're getting all the way down to the roots of your lashes without getting it on your eyelid, because it will stain your eyelid for a few days if you get it on your lid, and without getting it in your eye, because as soon as you get it in your eye will start watering, and then it will get more of the dye in your eye, and it's a terrible cycle that just ends up with a lot of pain and not very effective dye, because then you've watered down the product. Okay, so now I have it on my top and bottom eyelashes as best I can. I just applied it the same way I would apply a coat of mascara, just trying to get every single lash coated, and I've used a Q-tip to just clean up anywhere that the dye started to touch my skin. If you clean it up immediately, it won't dye your skin, so you just have to be quick to do that. I'm going to clean out this petri dish with soap and water and start on my eyebrows. Now I'm taking the natural brown dye and I'm going to squeeze out about an inch of that as well. Now that looks super gross. It looks, we'll just ignore it. Yeah, we know what it looks like. Then I'm going to dump another half a teaspoon or so. Might be more like 3/4 of a teaspoon. Just use your best judgment. You can always add more, so you start off with just a few drops. You want it to be thick enough that it's not going to drip down your face or into your eyes, but you want it to be thin enough that it's going to be easy to apply to the hair. Just mix that together. That's what it looks like. It's a little lumpy, but it's mostly broken down, so that's good enough for me. I actually don't use a mascara wand. I use a Q-tip for my eyebrows just because I find it easier to apply and to like get where I want it. So I'm just going to start on my brow, applying it all over my entire brow, and it's going to touch your skin, and it may kind of tint your skin for a few days, but as long as you clean up outside of your brow, all that's going to do is make your brows easier to fill in for a few days. Okay, so I'm making sure I'm getting all the way to the front of the brow, all the way to the bottom and the top, just filling in that shape. And then if you get it on the side of your skin, you want to really quickly go in and clean it up with a Q-tip. Oftentimes, I'll kind of just run next to the whole shape of my brow just to make sure there's no dye that's getting outside of the boundaries where I want it. And I do pack it on pretty thickly. I don't want any hair, no hair left behind. Okay, I've done both eyebrows. I know I look like a total mad woman, but this is just temporary. It will not look this crazy once we wash the dye off. So I'm just gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna wash my whole face, get all the dye off, and all. Okay, so I've washed my face. I know I still look crazy, but this is just part of the game. It does dye your skin for a few days, right? So it's just temporary. There are dye removers you can purchase that will take off the stain from your skin, but usually what I do is just pack a little extra foundation and concealer around these areas so that it doesn't look super crazy. But I'm going to show you again what it looks like in a couple days once the dye has worn off of my skin, so that you can see what the finished product actually looks like. But I don't know if you can tell, I mean, my eyebrow hair and my eyelashes, they are darker. Like, they're definitely enhanced by the fact that all the skin around them is dyed. But my eyelashes, I actually didn't get any dye around my eyelids, so you can see those pretty well. But I'll show you again in a couple days. Real quick, I did just want to show you what my eyebrows look like once my makeup is all done. I just took a little tiny concealer brush. This one is from e.l.f. I think it was like $1. And I used that with some foundation or concealer to kind of blend out the harsh edges of the dyed skin. And obviously I went a little crazy. I went outside of the lines, way outside of the lines of my natural eyebrows, and that is why I ended up with such harsh lines of dye. But there are 3 ways that you can avoid that when you are doing this at home. Number 1 is to outline your eyebrows with Vaseline or some kind of petroleum jelly, and then only fill in the dye within that outline. So like a stencil, it will stop you from going outside the lines. Number 2 is to completely cover your eyebrow with Vaseline. My sister swears by this. She's been doing it for years. She says the dye still goes through the petroleum jelly, so she just covers that whole area with Vaseline. Or number 3 is to buy the actual dye remover and just remove the dye from your skin after you are done. Obviously, I have been too lazy to do any of those things, so maybe in the future I'll start doing those, but for now I'm fine with just the concealer method. You only look kind of crazy for a day or 2, and you know, you can just wear a hat if it bothers you that much. Those are 3 ways to avoid the dye stains on your skin if that is something that bothers you. So this is me with no makeup on. I have a cold, so I look kind of deathly ill, so I apologize if my voice also sounds weird. I woke up with a cold today, so that's a bummer, but I have no makeup on. This is what my eyebrows look like. It's been 2 days since I dyed my eyebrows and my eyelashes, and this is the finished result. There's still some tint that's on my skin in between my eyebrow hairs, but most of it has come off. That was, you know, all over the place. And yeah, that's gonna be the color of my eyebrows. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, share it, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and what you do if you do something differently that is effective for dyeing your own eyebrows at home. And I'll see you next time.